Hi, welcome to day 9 of my Inktober Tangles 2024 challenge videos. I am Lisa Crow of Wee Crafty Crow, and today I'm going to show you a tangle that's called Winterli by Jutta Anderson, who is a Certified Zentangle Teacher. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name correctly or not. I hope I am. But let's get started. This is a nice floral tangle, so it's going to be quite fun and straightforward to do. So it starts out with a little bit of a blob in the middle, an ink tin blob really. And then if you know Zentangle terminology, you'll know what a fescue is. It's like there's a lot of tiny little fescue shapes. If you don't know what fescues are, it's just basically a slightly curved line with a kind of ball shape at the top of it. And these just come out from the centre blob, for want of a better word, and they can kind of go in various different directions. They don't have to all face the same way, and they can disappear under one another as well. Just repeating those shapes in the centre here. Maybe just do one more there. And after we've done this section, we move on to draw 3 bigger petal shapes. Just curvy petals. And between each of those petals, we'll add another one. And I think mine actually went a little bit squinty, so I feel I'm just going to add that there. That's personal preference. So once you've got all of the petal shapes down, go to the tips of the petals and add a little squiggly line just on every single petal tip. And in between each of these petals where they kind of meet in a point, we're going to draw heart shapes. And in the pattern, step out, I think the heart shapes are a little bit thinner than the way that I'm drawing mine. I just think I prefer the look when it's a little bit of a thicker heart. But you just do it exactly as it suits you, because at the end of the day it is your tangle and it's your preference. So once you've done one heart shape, you're creating more behind the original and just effectively essentially filling in those spaces. You have one disappear under there, I think, as well. They don't necessarily need to come out of the point where the petals meet in the middle. It's just that's where the step outs have it. But even when you look in the step outs, Jutta has drawn at least one so that it's coming out the tip of the petal rather than the point. It's just filling the space with lots of hearts, and I really like the look of that. So I've got plenty of hearts going on there now. And what you can do to kind of add a bit more interest is just to flick a wee bit of ink up that middle of that heart. You'll not be able to put ink on all of the hearts if they're disappearing underneath other ones. It's just something that you can do. It's personal preference, really. I think I might add another heart here. And maybe one more here. So I've added, I think, quite a lot more than were in the original Step Out Tangle. But as I say, this is about making these tangles your own. You can kind of add more, you can add less. You can, if you want to do a variation, you can have the hearts be a slightly different shape. You could do them not hearts at all. It's just about exploring what you've got in front of you and like thinking, how can I tweak that so that's slightly different? So I'm going to go in now around the edges of each of the petal shapes. And just add some more dimension to this tangle. Just all the way around. I think this is actually the first time that I've played with this tangle. I don't think I've used it up until now. So I might do it again and then try shading it in a different way. There's lots and lots of options when it comes to these things. And then I'm going to add a little bit of graphite around each of these hearts, especially where they overlap each other. You can choose to add some graphite around all of the hearts or some of the hearts. Because what I like about Zentangle is you don't have to follow the concept of the formal light source and think, well, if the sun was shining from up here, that's where the shadow would be. It's a very abstract art form, so you're adding shade to a pattern, so you can shade it as a pattern rather than considering if the sun was up here, then the shadow would be down here. You can just ditch all of that. I think it's quite freeing to work that way. So don't worry about where the light would be coming from. And obviously now just shading is getting all smoothed out. And this is starting to look quite cool. We're almost at the end of this. I just want to add some highlights. So I'm definitely going to add some white into this bit here. Smoothing that out. And I'm going to add actually some graphite into the bottoms of these heart shapes, at least some of them. And then smooth that out. And then what that means you can do is, if you like, you can add at the tips here, you can add a little bit of the pastel pencil. All the way around. And there is the finished version of Winterli. Although now I'm saying that, I'm going to add a slight bit more shading just down under the original bit that we did. Yeah, I often do this. I think I'm finished and then I start playing around with it a bit more. I'm just going to add some white in here in the centres of these petals as well, and then obviously smooth that out just a touch. And there we go. I think I'm now going to call this done. So thank you for tangling along with me if you joined me, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow, hopefully for day 10. Bye.